Nathan Zegura here with the tight end position review edition of the 2-Minute Drill, brought to you by University Hospital. If you've been watching the Browns since Kevin Stefanski became the head coach in 2020, you know the tight end room is of critical importance to what the Browns do on offense. The Browns under Stefanski have deployed 2 and even 3 tight ends on the field at the same time, as much as any other team in the National Football League. And so really you have 3 starters, as it were. So let's take a look at what this room was able to do in 2021 and take a look forward to see what it might be able to do in 2022. And so we'll start with those starting trio there, and it begins with Austin Hooper, the Browns' big free agent signing in 2019. Former 2-time Pro Bowler with the Atlanta Falcons, came to the Browns and has really been a consummate team player, not getting as many targets, catches, yards as he did in Atlanta, but becoming an integral part of what the Browns do on offense, not only as a pass catcher, but also as a blocker. Hooper led the Browns with 717 snaps last year. His 38 receptions were second most on the team. They went for 345 yards, fourth most, and he caught 3 touchdowns, tied for second most. Hooper is under contract with the Browns through 2023. And then there's the Chief, David Njoku, a former first-round pick of this organization, an unrestricted free agent headed into 2022. And I think like many, and speaking for the Chief himself, I know he wants to be back, would love to see him continue his career here in the orange and brown for the Cleveland Browns. I thought he took a big step forward in 2021, and I think there's even more to come in the future, because at 6'4", 260, the high jump, the speed, he is a mismatch, and he's somebody who I think really could ascend to becoming one of the elite tight ends in the National Football League. Last year, the Chief had 36 catches for 475 yards. That's third most on the team. He averaged 13.2 yards per catch and had a team-high 4 touchdowns. And he really flashed his dominant playmaking ability back in Week 5 against the Los Angeles Chargers. In that game, he caught all 7 of his targets for 149 yards and a touchdown. Here's something to think about. In 4 games last year with 5 or more targets, the Chief had 16 catches for 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's 4 catches, over 70 yards a game, and half a touchdown a game. And if you were to extrapolate that out over the course of a season, again, 4 games with just 5 targets, Chief would be a 1,000-yard receiver, and I think put up some big numbers. That's something that I would love to see. But again, unrestricted free agent, hopefully the Chief back with the Cleveland Browns. And you have to give him credit as well, and everybody in this building certainly did, for his improvement, his dedication as a blocker. He really has become a complete tight end. And then there's Bryant, the Browns' 4th-round pick in 2020. The former Mackey Award winner as the nation's best tight end in college football, has been a steady force for the Browns in his 2 years here. Over 20 catches in both seasons, over 200 yards receiving in both seasons, and exactly 3 touchdowns in both seasons. Bryant tried to bulk up for 2021 to improve his blocking, and he did that, but he remains a reliable pass catcher and really came on late in the season, catching all of his touchdowns towards the end of the year, which could bode well for more production in 2022. So that's the big 3 at tight end for the Cleveland Browns. And again, both Bryant and Hooper under contract, the Chief a free agent, which brings us to the key reserves, and it starts with Steve Carlson. He is a restricted free agent for the Browns, and so that means they can make a tender on him and keep him in the fold. Carlson, 6 career catches, 62 yards and a touchdown. His first ever career catch was a touchdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday night a couple of years ago. But he was a core special teams member for the Browns in 2020. Unfortunately, was injured in the first preseason game of the year against Jacksonville and spent the entire year on the injured reserve. I've seen him here at the Cross Country Mortgage campus putting in the work. Carlson should be good to go for the 2022 season. In addition to Carlson, the Browns also have a couple of young tight ends on reserve futures deal. The first, Miller Forrestall out of Alabama. He appeared in 2 games for the Browns last year, playing 11 snaps on offense, also spending some time on the Browns practice squad. He was originally signed by the Titans and joined the Browns late in the year, and somebody the Browns look to groom at that position. The Browns also have Nick Gujamos, who spent some time with Seattle, the Washington Commanders, and the Browns on the practice squad. Signed with the Browns on the practice squad late in the season and signed a reserve futures deal, so he will enter training camp with the Browns here in 2022. So that's a look at the tight end position. The big question mark headed into the next season is, will David Njoku be back? Because I thought it took great strides, as I said, in 2021. Could be a big part of what this offense can do and has big play ability. For more of these position reviews, be sure to check out the Browns YouTube channel, youtube.com/Browns, or check out the Browns mobile app. This has been our look at the tight end room, all important here with the Cleveland Browns, as a part of the 2-Minute Drill, brought to you by University Hospitals.